Fellow citizens and residents of Antigua and Barbuda, here we stand on the threshold of not just another election, but a seminal election that will either pull us back from the brink or hurl us over the precipice. The election has been called in 2018, 1 year earlier than would be normal, simply because things are not normal. Those of us who live here know that the current administration, led by GASTON BROWNE, has failed to deliver on its 2014 election promises, deeply disappointing even the die-hard supporters of the Labour Party and victimizing the faithful supporters of the United Progressive Party. Despite his love for tossing around numbers, the truth that all of us outside of the Brown circle know and live is that life is harder than ever after nearly 4 years of this wicked government. The world enjoyed the lowest oil prices internationally in more than a decade, but Antigua and Barbuda never felt the benefit. This country raked in more than $1 billion in profit over the 3 years of its CIP prominence, but Antiguans and Barbudans never enjoyed the benefit. Tourism soared in the Caribbean, in particular in neighboring St. Kitts and St. Lucia, but our twin island state enjoyed no similar surge. We fell on the happiness index, we crashed on the nutrition scale, and sank on every other meaningful indicator of prosperity and well-being. Meanwhile, as things got better, brighter, and more prosperous for the Browns and the members of cabinet, you, my fellow citizens and residents, were forced to do without the basic things a good government in great financial times is expected to provide: reliable water, decent roads, good preventive health care, vibrant and competitive education, and the care of seniors, the disabled, and the vulnerable. We had a right to those services and to more, including the right not to have our name, the name that the UPP toiled to restore to decency, sullied in the international press by accusations of bribery at the highest levels in the Odebrecht scandal, the Syrian smuggling scandal, the Peter Verdi scandal. We had the right as well to not have our image sullied by the indiscriminate issuance of our passport to questionable investors and other shady characters. And we had the privilege of visa-free access to Canada, our good friend and benefactor since independence. We had a right as Antiguans to not live under a two-tiered system of taxation where the so-called super rich like Yida can exist for life without contributing a penny to the treasury, while hard-working civil servants get a paltry raise that does nothing to raise their living standards or lower their debt. We had a right as Barbudans to not have the government take away the communal ownership of our island and replace it with a house plot for $1, while the mega-rich from large continents get thousands of acres for a song. Barbudans had a right to speedy resettlement and to all the benefits that international donor support afforded them. And more recently, we certainly had the right to hear throne speech and a budget speech that were not leftovers, the skin and bones of speeches past, that were nothing but comedic recitations of 500 homes, projects in the first and third quarter of yet another year, and the blaming of the UPP, Harold Lovell, and Hurricane Irma. More promises, still no performance. This election offers you, my fellow citizens and residents, the chance, the once-in-a-lifetime chance, to be part of the redemption and rescue of Antigua and Barbuda, which in less than 4 years has descended into a virtual police state, a place where Parliament is routinely used to abuse citizens, a country where immigrants are manipulated for political expediency, a nation in which fear stopped the mouths of the clergy, some of the unions, and the media. The United Progressive Party is the only viable option to what now passes for government. We did the best in the best of times, and in the worst of times, we went above our first-term efforts and held this nation together. With broken and bloody hands, with rope, twine, iron, cutting and contriving, we went to the point where once again we rose to assume our leading role. When we left office, Antigua and Barbuda was poised to become rich. That was the prediction in international financial circles. I can tell you, with pride and satisfaction, that with the help of God Almighty, I and my team of bright young Antiguans and Barbudans pulled off a miracle in those recession years. And we did it without CIP money. We did it without the Lazarenko money. We did it without excessive fuel taxes. And we did it without raping Social Security and ravishing medical benefits. We did it without taxing the butcher, the baker, the hairdresser, and the barber. We did it without doubling work permit fees for struggling immigrants. We did it without wasting scarce resources on concerts without conscience. What is Gaston Browne's excuse for his failure? This election, the United Progressive Party brings you a team that is united in its purpose and progressive in its remedies to revive our economy and restore our national pride. A team that is representative of our communities, our religious beliefs, our traditions and culture, our educational diversity. We are you and you are us, represented here. We stand on the platform of talents that we have been articulating to you these past months. We offer you the formula in the key areas of rebooting our economy, especially in agriculture, in tourism and entrepreneurship, and the way forward in education, healthcare, the creative industries, technology and innovation. And all of this has been crafted in consultation with you, the people, because the UPP continues to be the People First Party. We present ourselves to you, both on our record of performance and the promise of even better performance. Use this election opportunity to vote wisely. Consider what you had yesterday, how much you have lost today, and whether you and your children will lose or gain tomorrow. Antigua and Barbuda, your lives and your livelihoods and this country's future are in your hands. On the left, there is hopelessness. On the right, there is hope. Happiness, opportunity, prosperity, and empowerment. The choice is clear. Your vote will deliver hope. Vote the United Progressive Party.